What's up guys, LeopoldTheBrave here and welcome to another Crash Team Rumble video. Last time we talked about my top 5 most wanted characters, and today we're going to talk about my top 10 most wanted maps. In most Crash Bandicoot games, not all of them, the level design follows a very hallway-like formula, and the challenge comes from the obstacles they put in that narrow path. But the maps of Crash Team Rumble are special in the fact that it opens the world up more. It's the most open we've gotten since the Titans games in Twinsanity. Seeing a bunch of different locations from Crash's history opened up in a brand new way like this would be super duper cool, and I definitely have my most wanted. So let's check them out. Number 10 is Toxic Waste. Now this is a map we've already known about via prototype footage that could have shown up in the final game. Back before Crash Team Rumble had its name and it was still being called Wumpa League, there was footage released of the stage without textures or proper models, just showing us how it functioned, and its basic mechanic of the toxic water rising and falling to cover certain platforms. I always thought it looked pretty fun, and I'd love to see additional obstacles like Pinstripe's gang throwing toxic barrels at you from the sides, trying to knock you into the toxic water. If Pinstripe ever makes it into Crash Team Rumble, I hope so, he's my most wanted character, then this would be the perfect stage to come with him. Number 9 is a Coliseum stage. Nowadays, most competitive multiplayer games have a basic stage specifically for the game they're in. Most fighting games typically have an Evo stage or a wrestling ring stage now. Super Smash Bros. Has Battlefield and Final Destination. Crash Team Rumble needs a stage that's specifically for Crash Team Rumble, a place where all the inhabitants of Wumpa Island would come to watch these two teams compete. Because of the sporty vibes the game gives, I was thinking of a big circular arena with a flat floor and just some walls in between everyone. Very basic and very simple. You could even base it on Tiny Tiger's boss fight in Crash 3, and have lions come out occasionally to attack you. Number 8 is Von Clutch's Motor World. While Bogged Down is a nightmare when it comes to platforming, I could see this one being a nightmare when it comes to obstacles. There could be several roller coaster tracks you have to jump over at the right timing, otherwise you'll get run over. There could be a dangerous teacup ride with valuable collectibles in the center, but dangerous teacups spinning around that'll knock you away if you touch them. Giant vending machines that'll crush you when you walk past them, cars that fall off of rides from the sky and explode, tourists that can temporarily blind you by taking pictures with the flash on. It'd definitely be the most deadly map. Von Clutch's Motor World, Health and Safety rated D for delightful, yeah. Number 7 is Arctic Antics from the Wrath of Cortex. Eventually in Crash Team Rumble, we're going to get an ice level where we slip and slide all over the place. What fun! And out of all the Crash Bandicoot ice levels, I'd actually want Arctic Antics, because it's not just some random icy wasteland, it's a snow-covered village, full of igloos and tunnels to go into. There's fun little hills and skiing paths, it's covered in a thick fog making it tricky to see, and there's even holes in the ice where little fishies will jump through and try to gobble you up. Also, it just has really good music. Wrath of Cortex at least got that right. Number 6 is the Warp Room. This is possibly my most creative map idea. So everyone starts in the same circular area, both their spawns and both their banks are there. But there's also 5 portals, each leading to a little mini-map filled with all the collectibles, relics, and Wumpa Fruit and what have you. What have you? What am I, British? Ugh. But I just think it would be a really cool idea, diving into a mysterious portal and coming back with all the collectibles you need. It'd be funny watching the blockers try to play whack-a-mole too, guessing which portal their opponents are gonna come out of. It'd be pretty chaotic too if the match starts and everyone decides to go into the same portal, all being crammed into the same minimap. Number 5 is Sewer or Later. It's one of the most underrated stages in Crash Bandicoot, and I think it would make a great Crash Team Rumble map. It's an indoor stage, it has electrified water, it has those little mutant robot sewer rat things that crawl around, rolling barrels, spinning fans that you have to jump through. It's nice and claustrophobic, making everything tense as you crawl through these tubes and tunnels. There's nothing really too unique or special about this stage that would set it apart mechanically from others, but I just think it's a really cool location and would have really cool obstacles. And it's one of the best tracks in Crash Team Racing, so yeah. Number 4 is Papus Pyramid. Speaking of Crash Team Racing, here's a track that would make a great map. This is actually probably the first new map I came up with. I had a fun little idea where you climb up a pyramid and each layer had more and more valuable collectibles, with the epic relic station at the top. I could see the fun of players having to make the difficult choice between scavenging all the scraps and extra little stuff on the bottom, or wasting time climbing to the top and fighting for all the good stuff. Also, it would just be really funny watching from the bottom as people get flung off the side of the pyramid and fall all the way down. And just having a map based on a CTR track would definitely be unique. Number 3 is A Hole in Space. I've tried to hold off on basing maps on Crash 4 since that's what all the maps in Rumble are based on at the moment, but this idea is just too good. Instead of having different Wumpa Banks for each team, this map would have one giant Wumpa Bank that both teams could deposit into inside the center rift generator. And outside the rift generator would be a bunch of stone platforms just rotating around the map, with some occasional laser beams that'll shoot at you for extra obstacles. It'd be a platforming nightmare. Basically, if Rumble was a racing game, this would be Rainbow Road, and I'm all here for it. It'd be the perfect map to come with male entropy too. Number 2 is Crash's house. Okay, look, ever since the intro to Crash 3, the intro to Nitro Kart, and walking past it in the first level of Twinsanity, I've just wanted to explore the Bandicoot house. They apparently have a whole car garage in there, so it must be bigger than it looks on the outside. You could also explore the front and backyard. Just, Toys for Bob, please fulfill my childhood wonders, please. Let me go in Crash's house and see what kind of cereal he likes. What color is his toothbrush? Is there a secret basement we don't know about? These are questions that demand answers. And number 1 is Agony from Crash Twinsanity. The obstacles in this level are super fun. The music-based color platforms that disappear, the pink platforms you activate with a button, the rolling ball bomb things, the spinning lasers, all the little ant dudes with lightsabers, you could probably make those a relic station. And the aesthetic and music of this level is just really good. I love it a lot. Some parts of this level already look like a Crash Team Rumble map. I mean, look at this. If sometime in the future Crash Team Rumble adds a mode that lets you create maps, I really hope they do, it's my most wanted mode, then Agony would definitely be the first one I try to recreate. But I hope they just add it in themselves. Let me know what you guys think though. What are your most wanted maps for Crash Team Rumble, and what did you think of my picks? I'll be sure to read your answers in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. LeopoldTheBrave, out.